4, 3, 2, 1. We're here for the 2020 postseason show. We're going to break down a little bit of what we transpired the weeks before, and then we're going to look ahead. Max, open us up.
Dumbfounded. I had nothing to say. It's Sammy and I's first time together on camera in quite a while.
It's been a while. We had a long summer and
a long summer, a lot of good games. The regular season has come to an end. There's been a lot of new players, a lot of ups, a lot of downs.
Just real quick, I want to touch upon something. We all knew that Blue Moon and Fauda were the bottom tier teams of the league.
So going in, I think Blue Moon, I think both of us.
Yeah, we both called them out.
Called them out. If you look back at our first show back after the draft.
And we both liked Fauda's squad, but it just didn't work. It didn't mesh for them.
So we said something. We said Fauda had a lineup, and they proved to have a lineup. And they...
it doesn't help that their starting pitcher, I think, set a new M&S record in walks for a season.
Leo, let's say it. Leo has his last time playing in the league, he was a championship winner.
Yeah, so
this year he went the other way.
It's from hero to zero. He
was bad this year.
Tank, but
and they had a few things go bad for him. And Yankee Gutman, although an amazing offensive player, was nagging with his bad sore quads.
Yeah, and Bobby Safdie wasn't himself. He was sitting out game 2.
Every week.
I don't know what happened with him.
We're gonna do a seventh inning of the other series. We're giving Bobby a send-off because he officially retired.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that.
He had a nice career.
He had a very nice career. He's retiring before 30, which is odd, but hey, everything about Bobby is odd.
All right, yeah, that is true. But, you know, it's as crazy as that Fauda season was, they actually had an opportunity to make the playoffs with 2 weeks to go in the regular season.
They did.
I mean, they fell short. They almost had a few breaks. When they played Supreme, they won 2 and they took care of business, but it was too little too late.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Jimmy Malach, who, congratulations, we don't give out awards, but there's one award that just happens.
Won the batting champ.
It's the batting champ. So Jimmy Malach, and he earned it. Those hits were real. I've even seen him get robbed a few times this season. So.
And he never touched the stat book.
And that's right.
They were real hits.
So Jimmy Malach, incredible year hitting. Mabruk, I'm going to give Jimmy a call out, and a good call out. In the beginning of the season, him being a captain was one of the Achilles heels to the team. And it was something that maybe the team didn't perform as well as they should have. I saw Jimmy grow up as a captain.
I agree.
As the season went on, and I think if he had another opportunity to be captain, he sees what he did wrong, and he would do a good job.
I think when it comes to Jimmy, less is more. Don't overanalyze. Don't be on top of everyone and every pitch.
Seeing that, I think you're starting to see that.
Take a step back. People will actually, grow into themselves and be a better player.
So that's for the bottom teams that are going to make it. We'll see you guys next season.
And Blue Moon, it was just a
train wreck
from Joe G getting hurt before the season to Zach getting hurt, and
he's still not 100%.
It's just listen. That team, unfortunately for them, it didn't work out. And every year we have one team like that, and unfortunately for veterans like Ike Mavora, Morris Casson, they were on that team, and just their that trade at the end of the day hurt them. They traded Zach Ashkenazi and their whole middle of their draft, and we see there's a lot of value guys every other team has, and it proved to not be a great trade.
Right, at the end of the day, not calling out anybody in particular, but that 3 players, because one of them is going to be on the mound, but 3 non-position players in the field always on their team. So whatever, it didn't work.
Anyway, so now that we got out of the way, the guys that are no longer here, Ala Mac, have a great off-season. Let's talk about the teams that are actually in the playoffs.
Okay, so 5-4. It's going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, so 5-4. Truth, I think the Punishers, 5-4 is the Punishers at 500 versus Supreme.
Yeah.
They weren't 500 because I don't think they finished the season, but no, they did. Either way, it's the 5-4 Supreme versus Punishers, and the way the Punishers season started and just continued, and they adjusted, and they put Wama at shortstop, which helped them after Jackie went down. But Ralph Hannon was, half in the season, half not, and I think that was a big indicator of why they were 500.
So you think they're better than that record?
think they're at least 2 games better than their record, and I think they're a better team than Supreme.
So you brought up a big thing. Wama went to shortstop, and he's been playing lights out.
He's been playing out of his mind. Not one error since he took over.
The guy really, really playing great. Jackie Cohen at second base is a big plus. Is a Gold Glove second base.
And their lineup is for real.
Yes,
Archie had a great year. Look at his year.
So
Saul Cohen, welcome back, Saul.
That's right. So we spoke about that team being slow, but Shimmy Cohen, with his big resurgence in the leadoff spot, it's got wheels. Jackie could run.
Elliott Saka
could
move. Great team. I think that team is a sleeper to win it all. They obviously have to go the hard route, We already saw it done in the past. The wild card teams have won the World
The
Series.
last 4 years they've been in the World
so
Series. So
I think, if you're going to predict that series, before I predict it, I guess you already
They're
got
going
my
against
idea.
Supreme. They're going against
Supreme,
Supreme.
A.B. Saka. You can't really bet against A.B. Saka.
that's the thing. A.B. Saka has been in the World Series every year for 3 years.
Never closed the deal, though.
Never closed the deal, but 3 years straight. Now, that team, on paper, is a better team than what they played with.
But I always say you are what, you are the back of your baseball card, and what have you done for me lately? If
So-
you're going to look at the past careers of these guys, you're right. You have guys like Natan and JoJo, and you have Avi Dweck, and you have a good lineup, but JoJo had a tremendously subpar year this year.
very bad.
He batted like close to 300, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe a
Yeah.
little higher than that. And Avi woke up a little bit a few weeks ago, but there are guys like Ian Lerner have to step up and play a pivotal role in this lineup because
So-
they got to pick up the slack for the rest of the lineup.
They have a good team on paper. I would say if you look back at their team on a given year and say one game, you'd lean on the A.B. Saka, Michael Solomon,
JoJo
team.
Saruya,
Saruya
Natan
team.
Safdie.
But I think the way both teams have been performing this year, you got to give the edge to the Punishers.
I'm with you over here, and I'm taking the Punishers, and I think they're going to handle Supreme well.
Now, it's a 1 9-inning game, and we say this every year, that 9-inning game turns into a roller coaster ride.
It's always crazy. It really
It's
is.
wild. Do you give an edge? You'd think to give the edge to A.B. Saka, veteran leadership. He holds down the fort. And A.B. Saka, by the way, when it comes to playoff times, his bat always
Right. I think he
wakes
actually
up.
found himself in the lineup recently,
Yes.
and he proved to be correct. He always says,
On-
give
in
me at-bats.
Sunday morning, he's in the 4-hole now. He put himself in the 4-hole on the Sunday morning team YMSL. So
So,
he hits.
I want to touch upon that. We have two pitchers, Maxi Deed going tonight, which we'll talk about in a few, and A.B. Saka going tomorrow night or whenever. And those two pitchers, you could say they're pitching Sunday mornings. I think it helps them.
Of
Getting
course it
reps
helps
in, they're constantly in the zone. You don't have to take a long
As long
layoff.
as, as long as it doesn't take a toll on their body, they have a way of pitching. A.B. Saka says he can pitch forever. He can pitch day in and day out. So I agree. You get reps, it makes them better, keeps them
But
loose,
either way, the
keeps them in shape.
The 4-5 wild card game. With all that being said, I'm still going Punishers over
So
here.
am I. I still am going Punishers. Archie's been electric. And
Yaakov
their team,
Weiss has been a good
Weiss.
addition.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been tailing off offensively of late. But Shimmy Cohen and Melech in the playoffs wakes
Good team,
up.
good
So
team.
they're a good team. I'm going to give them the edge as well. And that means they're going to be going up against Spindrift.
Right.
Because, well, we're not even going to predict that because we don't know what's going to happen there. That was just our prediction.
Right, but
for 5.
with that being said, there's a reason why they're taking on Spindrift. The number 1 seeded, where we go all with a 10-2.
Yes.
Unbelievable year they had,
I
10-2
believe
record.
The last team to be 10-2 was an Isaac Norwood awesome team with Rob Solomon.
Right, and
10-2.
wasn't Chocolate Thunder in
Chocolate
that
Thunder
realm?
was before that even,
Right,
but yes,
so-
also. But these teams, now, it was never a 10-2 team.
What were the M&S holes?
The M&S holes were...
I think they were also in that
They
range.
might have been 9-3.
So, yeah, but they were a first-place team.
Here's the crazy thing. There's never been a 10-2, 9-3 team want to go there to ever win it all in our league.
Well,
That's crazy.
This team, where we go all, we saw over the course of the season, there were so many question marks going in. How are they going to handle their starting pitching situation? You have Yaakov Saruya, Eddie Harari, both want the mound. And you know what? You got to give credit to leadership, because leadership got them all on the same page. And there was a lot of roller coaster.
We spoke about it preseason. They were a train wreck in the clubhouse.
They were.
Michael Cohen wanted to pitch. Yaakov Saruya wanted off this team, and he wanted to be with Melech.
That's what I'm
Berg
saying.
did.
A tribute to leadership.
Yes, so Teddy Ishak said, I'll cut them all. Sammy Esses and Teddy Ishak were not seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And wins usually solve
Yeah,
issues.
wins cure all.
And going 4-0 didn't hurt.
And go around their diamond. Sammy Esses is playing an electric, lights out third base.
Really is.
I haven't seen him make an error all year.
A
Make him
resurgence at third.
Yeah,
he had a bad shoulder a couple of years ago, and that looks totally healed, and he's playing great.
Teddy Ishak at short, steady Eddie as it goes. You have
Yankee Gutman.
Gutman at second, who is proving to be every bit worth that second round selection.
Yes, and he's the guy batting behind Michael Cohen.
Right, and that's huge.
Who's
So
MVP
I believe
nominee.
one of the reasons why Michael is having the year he's having is because of the protection he has. He never really has this type of protection. Gutman is a feared hitter. He is.
Somebody told Michael Cohen recently, the same way sometimes you can't give candy to a baby, you gotta hold back. The same thing we did to him. We didn't let him pitch, and he was clawing and
The
crying.
best part is we told him this from day one.
And look,
You're the best player in the
and he's-
league if you're playing center field.
and he's the happiest guy now. So he goes, you know what? You guys were right. The league was right. He belongs in center.
And now let's not forget about their outfield.
Forget about it.
You have Alan Jamal. We said Michael before, and you have also Aharon Cohen.
So Alan Jamal, we knew was going to be a big fielder.
This good? I'm not sure we knew he was going to be this good.
Offensively, starting to step it up, and he's a leading Gold Glove nominee. Talking to the league, guys are all going to vote. He's probably the leader in the.
I don't think it's.
nominees.
I think it's inarguable.
Yeah,
So,
and Aharon Cohen, Michael's younger brother in left, who's been lights out defensively. Offensively,
on and off.
on and off, not as good as I thought he'd
Listen,
be.
they're batting him 10, so,
Yeah, so
he's
exactly.
a really good 10 hitter.
And
the bottom of their lineup, you have guys like Victor Shrem coming up big in big spots.
Right, David Harari,
David
who they got in the
DH,
trade-
another big trade.
Yes, the guy in the trade.
So that's where we go when we go all, and they had an opportunity to pick anybody.
Come on, their catcher is Coney, I believe.
Correct,
right?
Coney
So
playing a
Coney, 2 pitches. Now that's the real big story about this Where We Go One, Where We Go All team. When was the last time
Never.
in a Syrian
Never.
league
Never.
that they bought in this way with 2 pitchers?
I hope this becomes a trend going forward.
It's cool
Because-
it's very rare. Now it works because Yaakov Saruri is a big bat, so he's not just sitting like a left guy on the bench, not part of it.
Don't when Eddie's in the lineup of the other game, he's actually hitting.
He got a big game-winning hit this year. That's right. But going 2 pitchers is a different scene for the other team. So they think they got used to one guy. Now you see Eddie throwing a little more heat. Eddie's heat did get better as well. So very interesting. You have to give Where We Go One, Where We Go All. If you're going to bet in Vegas, they'd be the odds on.
Well, as a 10-2 team with a full head of steam, they actually swept the team they chose tonight last week. Without John Eliezer, albeit, but they did have Jordy Romeld, who actually played really well.
Okay, but there was some clubhouse. They didn't get along that night, whatever it was.
But either way, he had an opportunity to pick the winner of the wild card matchup. He didn't want to touch, I guess, the winner of the
could have had
Supreme.
Stephen Gindy.
He could have took Supreme, but he decided and opted to take last year's World Series champion and World Series MVP in Maxi Deed.
Now, GOAT is a good team. They're a good team.
They don't have holes.
They don't have holes, and that's funny you use that word, holes, but they don't have holes. And I'm going to give a major shout out to Juber.
Yeah.
Juber is always a good defender. The last 2 years, I thought he tailed off defensively a little bit. Over the last 4 weeks, he's been tremendous up the middle on this team, anchoring them defensively.
And don't discount Juber's bat. He's also good, stroking the ball.
He's becoming a better hitter than he's ever been.
You know what? He's young. Who's to say he's not getting better?
John Eliezer, I think, and I don't know if he's going to take this as a compliment or not, he got better defensively over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I think he always thought he was the defensive shortstop.
There was Pebbles at shortstop.
And Pebbles, right. That's when he was. Now he stopped complaining about those Pebbles. It's the same field.
Right.
He became a better defender.
He also matured, and he took more of a leadership role on this team. And he actually grabbed this co-captain by the horns, and he did it. Goats with their horns.
Right.
But in left field, Abraham Haber's that big bat that they're actually cashing in on every now and then.
Nathan Kushner's big bat as well.
Cushion, right.
And
Last year's batting champion.
Last year's center field champion, Teddy Braha.
Right, TB.
Only getting better. So now, all this, you can't ignore the fact that Teddy Ishak chose to go against the pitcher that won the championship last year.
He was the World Series MVP.
World Series MVP.
Back-to-back reigning Cy Young.
He might be a wise guy sometimes. At the end of the day, when Max throws a gem, he's the best.
And the question is, with Max's big games coming up on Sunday and Friday, will we get all and the full potential of Maxi Deed?
It's 72 hours away. I can't imagine not.
I hope so.
But this is Maxi Deed going against a good lineup. Going against Where We Go One.
Well,
they're a long lineup.
Last week, they put up a 10 spot in game 1 on them, and they actually destroyed them.
So did Max watch game tape?
Well, did he have to watch game tape? He was there.
I know, but maybe he watched, so what he needed to do, maybe positioning. So now, there's one player I chose not to bring up, and I think he's a big linchpin on GOAT. And I think if GOAT's going to win, he's going to have to come through in a big way. And that is their third baseman, Butchie Cohen.
So Butchie was taken, I believe, in the 4th round of the draft.
He's batting 3rd in their lineup, or 4th.
And he's playing solid third base, but I think you're right. If he's going to come up with big hits tonight, it'll put them in better position.
Right. Abraham Haber gets hits, but streaky at times. Butchie's in a big spot on their team. He uses the right side a lot. If he gets on, let's see what happens. I'm predicting GOAT in 3.
I'm predicting where we go when we go all in 2.
Ooh,
tonight's going to be a sweep.
Wow, wait. All right, so we're on beautiful weather. Excited about tonight. That's what we're going to have tonight. It's a Wednesday night showdown, and it's September 2nd or 3rd.
Today's September 2nd.
Beautiful. So we have time All holidays this year, by the way, are on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We lucked out on that
which
one.
bode into our favor, thank God. Weather permitting always has to do with things too. But I'm excited for the playoff run. Can't wait. This is when it starts. This is when the fun begins.
We got those custom championship
Yes,
rings coming.
those
just
rings.
like last year. The M&S Cup will be in presence when the World Series starts.
That's right.
And this is just getting me goosebumps
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
starting to happen. The iPad's going to be up and running very shortly. For all of you that want to watch the game at home live, Sammy's got these highlights. We got Ruth Samano and Phil as umpires tonight.
Perfect.
And this has all them. I just hope it's clean games.
As the makings of
We want clean games.
just good playoff baseball.
I could see some jarring back and forth, between. So Teddy and Johnny, I wasn't sure for about 5 days. I actually thought Teddy was John Eliezer's dad. I thought he was, the way they were talking to each other. And he says, "I love you like a father, like a younger brother." They're not related, but they love each other.
When,
So there's
I
a
just
lot
want
of
to see
respect.
when T.I. around second going to third, Willie jar an elbow and say,
That's a joke.
tough love, son. That's what I want to see.
Okay, so it's going to be fun because there's a lot of good friends on both sides. But once the lights are on and the game begins, they're all in it to win it.
Listen,
So-
I'm ready to rock.
Yes.
I can't wait. I hope these highlights I put out later are going to be as good as we're making them out to be. I hope these games actually do
Yeah.
live up to the billing. We have Saul Towel behind us right now. Saul, come here for a second.
They're all
We're going to pull in
walking
a quick player interview.
Quick.
Here we go. So Saul's got to stretch and get ready. Saul's playing the infield. He's been gold. He's first playoff baseball this year. Unfortunately, you want a rough and rowdy team. I'm not going to
Yes.
explain
We
why
didn't
now.
begin on a rough and rowdy
Don't
team.
even go there.
I don't remember being
decked.
drafted. I'm
I don't want to get decked. But talk to me about tonight. What's your scouting report going against two different pitchers in a playoff? Something
last
you've
week,
never
it didn't
done.
bode well.
Yeah, well, first time
yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
playoffs.
we're not really looking at that week where we got swept. We kind of already forgot about it. Missed main piece, John. We were a little flat. We hadn't played in 3 weeks. But we're not really worried about that.
All right, he's been an on-base machine, so
That's the cocky
So-
Saul T. And John Eliezer strutting by, shunning the media as he should. And I'm getting ready to rock. Saul, good luck tonight.
Good luck. I have you chosen.